What's going on, everybody? How you all feeling out there? Different time, and I think that's really what this is all about. I'm on this late, but it's a different time. If you understand what I'm saying. Like I said before, you might be experiencing snippets of what's to come, if not the full-fledged manifestation of what it is that you've been working towards. Libra, this Libra eclipse, and the eclipse before as well, been working overtime, and here in NOLA, it's been crazy. As soon as that eclipse hit, they had some guy shooting at the cops. So you got the law, you got justice. I mean, all the cops are out there. You got to you shoot at one, you shoot at all of them out here, right? The dock workers getting their justice. You know what I'm saying, on that strike. Balancing out the scales. More about relationships, our codependencies, and learning to be more interdependent. Even this convention I'm guarding today is about sustainable solutions using, engineering. This is the latest in engineering. So, collectively speaking, you know what I'm saying? It seems there's a lot more solutions in the air. It's going to take a bit of patience. You know what I'm saying? And not let all that great work that you've done come undone. But we're going to pull some cards on the energy and get a little bit deeper into it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what's going on. So we're almost out of this wave spell of the blue storm. And it rained like crazy here today in NOLA. Really hard. Really swift. So we're still in that energy of things clearing out unexpectedly, people showing up unexpectedly, fast changes happening, and it just feels different right now. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of us, it just feels different. Everything feels different. A lot of us are feeling a sense of renewal and restored faith or hope or whatever you want to call what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But a strengthening of all these. So let's see what we got. I'm using Fancy Deck tonight because I'm not carrying them other ones to work. I don't know, I might do it on a special broadcast. Maybe tomorrow. Or when the wave spell changes. And I knew it was going to come out. I'm telling you, I knew it was going to come out. First thing I said when I got on the bus is I was going to do a video. And I bet you the first thing to come out is going to be this red dragon. I'm going to keep the lighting up so y'all can see it. Because it's playing funny tonight. Here we go. This is about nurturing new beginnings. And new beginnings are not easy sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Giving birth to something new is a messy process. You got yolk all over the fucking place kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like placenta, all that shit. It's just messy, but it's supposed to be that way. You feel what I'm saying? And then the devil. Here we go. The devil is going to be the attachments, things that we're letting go of. Belief systems, especially. Belief systems, old dogma, the old school way of doing things, when I was your age kind of shit. That old slave mentality, anything along those lines, that shit is out the window. And this is very much upfront and personal with the devil card. No strings attached, free agency up in this bitch. You feel what I'm saying? No longer being bound, but this is more of releasing oneself from the bounds than anything else. You know what I mean? The thing with this is, folks got to understand, is you can have support and all that, but you can't really expect to get to the other side and have somebody hold your hand through this. You really have to sit with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You really have to put it in and work all that shit out within yourself. Nobody can do that for you. And then the Blue Knight. Dreams, intuitions. This feels more like a portal or a gateway when I'm looking at this Blue Knight. I'm adjusting a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. But this is the dream weaver of the Mayan calendar. And it speaks to that space between day and night when it's darkest before the dawn kind of energy.
Did everybody go on 8:30?
A little bit late. But this is when it's darkest before the dawn. But this is when I'm talking about when I'm saying you're gonna start seeing snippets of a new era coming in. You're gonna start to see what you've really been pushing for start to come to fruition. And with this unexpected energy, it's gonna hit. You might be surprised when it does. You feel what I'm saying? It might kind of knock you off guard, but it's supposed to, because that in itself is going to be a test. Are you going to allow anything from any insecurities or shit like that to kind of hold you back? Are you going to get in your own way, basically? You feel what I'm saying? So let's not do that. Let's just stick with this energy right here of nurturing everything, especially yourself. This is a time where a lot of grace is necessary, a lot of forgiveness is necessary. You might just have the same situations in different faces in different places, you know what I'm saying? But it'll be your review. You'll know it. You'll recognize the energy, and you'll be able to make a better choice around this time. You feel me? Purification, red moon. It was all about the process. If you didn't go through it, you wouldn't have a story to tell. And now it's time that leg of the journey it's time to purge all that out. So this is like cleaning out your closet, cleaning out your trunk of your car. You know what I mean? Getting rid of all the stuff that no longer serves you. It's not going to be a part of the new, this leg of the journey that you're on. I apologize for the lighting. This shit is always funny over here. But the lights are dim here because of all the equipment and shit. You know what I'm saying? But the red moon, a process of purification, cleaning yourself out. I already said get you some cranberry juice and clean them kidneys out. Or just do a total body cleanse, but at least those kidneys, with that Libra energy to balance the scales out. The masculine, feminine energy. And on top of that, the Queen of Hearts. Again, this is more about, because what I'm seeing here is really a new level of care for oneself. And that is going to extend into everything that you do. And be felt by everyone that you're close to, whether they be people you want to mess with or not. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep that in mind. Whether you're not going to be able to hide that kind of energy anymore. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to play it safe in the background anymore. But this is what they're going to see. They're going to see how far you've come. But the most important thing is for you at this time is to sit and see how far you've come. That's the most important thing. Nurture your new beginnings, but it's just like growing a garden. It's going to take time for certain things to come in. So your patience, all that was like tempered during the last cycle anyway. You know what I'm saying? People testing your metal, people testing your gangster. You know what I mean? Trying to push you to the limits of, you know what I mean? Sabotaging yourself at the end of the day. That kind of influence, trying to make you who you're not. Trying to get other people to believe that you're not who you say you are. But this is when you show up for yourself with this kind of loving energy, this nurturing energy. You know what I mean? So remember that this is a delicate time as well. What's going on, Britt? You up too, huh? The Who-kah Lounge, night owls be out. But you got to remember, this is a delicate time for a lot of us. This is the butterfly strengthening the wings. This is the dragonflies pumping oxygen into the wings. So coming out of this egg or this cocoon or shell, whatever it is that you're going through, whatever you're giving birth to, is still tender. You know what I mean? Even maybe a little bit of the pain and the hurt, still a little bit tender. So you got to take time. Take your time. Don't just rush out there and think you're going to do the 30-mile marathon and not stretch. You feel me? Or warm up, or get your water in the night before. Now, with this, we're going to talk about time. We're going to get into a little bit more of this Mayan calendar and what it's really meant to do. It's meant to put you back on natural time, which is with the birds, the plants, you know what I'm saying, Mother Nature is on. And they don't seem to have any problems that we do. They don't have that time. They don't have that false sense of time. You know what I'm saying? Time is not money. Time is art. What is art to you? Well, put the H-E in front of it, and that's your heart, or whatever what brings you joy. You know what I'm saying? What brings the best out of you, your passions, your joys. You feel me? Moving more into that space taking more time for yourself to explore what you're doing, who you are, what you had to contribute, and for nobody else but yourself at the end of the day. Now, a lot of people who do this end up being successful in some type of way. They end up being one of those people who pioneer something, you know what I mean? And that's why this event is here today, because this is engineering, but these are people who are coming up with creative solutions for the problems that we're facing. Very Aquarian age kind of shit, right? So nurture these ideas. You know what I'm saying? Put all you can into these passion projects, even if it's a little bit at a time. All these ideas that are coming to you, or you've had already, give it room to grow. You know what I'm saying? Give it space to grow. I had 2 papayas in one plant when I showed up to my new spot, right? And they wouldn't grow for the longest because they were in the same pot together. But when I separated them and put them each in their own pot, now they have room to grow individually. And this has a lot to do with relationships right now. And this is one of the greatest advices I've given thus far, because I've had people come up and ask about relationships recently. It doesn't mean that you're not with the person, because the 2 plants that I planted are intertwined up top. You feel what I'm saying? They're touching, but they have room to grow now. They have space to explore their own realms now, which is so important. We don't want to be codependent anymore, because if that's the case, if that person is the source of your happiness, then you're not really happy. You know what I'm saying? You're not really secure, because if you take them out the picture, what do you have left? You should have been doing that work on yourself. But the thing about that is also, it's not fair to the other person. You know what I mean? You got to realize that. And it's a really selfish place to be, in a negative sense. You know what I mean? Being selfish. And then we got Ebb. And it's funny because this is the next wave spell that we're going into. This has more to do with wisdom, the influence that you have. And it's more about the process. So we got a lot about the process, respecting the process. And your free will. And that is really a big deal right now. Your free will, your autonomy. It's a sticky subject, because it's like, I was asking myself the other day, well, if Spirit got all this shit lined up, right? If the divine or the Most High, the angels got all this lined up, then what is my free will for if I can't determine my own, you know what I'm saying, which way I want to go? You know what I'm saying? The choice is already made. How can I make a choice? Is that old Matrix Neo shit, you know what I mean? But I'm getting close to cracking that code, you feel what I'm saying? Because there's a fine line between all that, for myself, you know what I mean? Because I think that's going to be a different realization for everybody, and that's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? That is the whole point. Coming to your own understanding of all of these questions that have never been answered. You know what I mean? You remember when you were a kid and you had all the questions in the world and nobody can answer the shit, so you kind of had to leave it alone? You know what I mean? Who put the sun up there? Where the stars come from? Blah, blah, blah. You know, like all that shit. And it's just like, oh, God did it, or there's no real tangible answer to take you to another level. You know what I'm saying? Of understanding. So we're coming close to this wave spell. This will be here in about 4 days. And we're already going to start to feel the energy. But what I want you to really take away from this is a time to extract the wisdom of your journey. If you see him in there in this picture, he's reflecting. 1 foot in the water kind of thing, 1 foot in the land. Almost like the Temperance. You know what I'm saying? Oh, give me my light back. Come on. Stop fucking with me. Almost like the Temperance card. But as you can see, he's relaxed and he's at peace. There's a subtle message here about receiving, which is a big part of this Libra moon. A lot of us are learning to receive. You know what I'm saying? And even his posture is something you might want to imitate, because especially if you're a big dreamer, this is a mudra. This is an actual mudra, because the hands are sitting on the medulla oblongata here. So when you get up in the morning, if you got a little bit of extra time, you ain't got to rush out. You want to be in that posture itself, because that's a good reflective posture to help you remember your dreams the more you do it. But it's just a place where now we're extracting the wisdom of why we had to go through what we had to go through. Everybody's story was different, right? Everybody had to go through something different to bring something out of you. You know what I mean? It wasn't by just because there's terrible people in the world. Speaking of communication, we got Reiki here. So this is verbal and nonverbal communication, but this is also a lot of healing through communication, through thoughts. You know what I'm saying? This is Age of Aquarian shit. When we talk about the technology, a lot of people get mixed up and we're thinking computers, we're thinking the wires and all that other shit, right? But what is that modeled after? It's the telepathy, you know what I'm saying? It's the intuition. It's all the basic stuff that we take for granted that most of us have anyway, but we're not taught to even strengthen that up. You know what I'm saying? How to refine that. But now is that time where we're getting that opportunity, that chance. You feel me? I'll pull 2 more cards. I'm going to let y'all go. The Joker. This is an important card because the Joker could be anybody he wants to be or she wants to be. Of all 52 cards, you can choose the personality. What this is saying is, instead of people defining who you are based on your whatever, your race, your religion, your gender, whatever, it's time to start determining who you are for you. I'm going to just leave it right there, plain and simple. And the last card is Sophia. Again, a card of wisdom. And now this card is going to go in perfect with this card because Sophia is the guardian of pregnant mothers and new beginnings and children. And look what we have here, that new beginning, right? So this is using your wisdom, your know-how. You know people, you know attitudes, you know postures, you know how it looks like, what it feels like to be taken advantage of. You know what shysters sound like. You know what I'm saying? You know what game is now. You feel what I'm saying? So now it's time to put all that to use to make sure that your new beginning has the proper environment that's safe and secure to grow that shit in. I don't care if this is you just writing a book, if this is you planting a garden, starting a family, buying a new home, starting a new business, you know, whatever your new beginning is. Now's the time to extract that wisdom, use that wisdom to safeguard. This is Sophia right here, which means wisdom at the end of the day. And this could be people that even show up in your life to help guide and guard you, you know what I mean? And don't think of it as even self-defense, because sometimes guarding that could be people that make you laugh to keep you in a high vibration. So don't always look at it in a combative way when we're talking about safeguarding. These are just people that help nurture your spirit, you know what I mean? And whether you know it or not, being in a high vibration is a hard thing for the lower vibration to reach up and pull down. You feel what I'm saying? So it doesn't always have to be, you know, guns and explosions and karate kicks. It's really time to look at both ends of the scale. So this is what Libra season is really teaching us to do, is look at both ends of the scale and how we can use it to work in our favor, because both sides are just as legitimate. One side is just as legitimate as the other side. You feel what I'm saying? But it's all about how we're using the energy. So it's like, if you got to be at peace, to be at peace, you got to be a bitch. You feel what I'm saying? You got to cut people off. You got to be a little cold. But then you start noticing that your life gets better. All right, then. Fuck it. That's the new person. That's who I am. I'm going to start giving so much. I'm going to wait to get a little bit now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to change up the game. I'm going to be a whole different person, but I'm going to do it for myself first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? So I can do what I can do to help other people, if that be the case or not. You know what I mean? It's all choice. But whew. Be that Mudra in the rising. Give it a try. And here's the thing. Even with shit like that, Britt, you might come across a Mudra that's never been done before. I mean, we should be thinking like bringing new ideas like that. We've been doing martial arts for 25 years. There should be a new art that starts arising now based on the times. You know what I'm saying? With some Qigong, Tai Chi, Taekwondo kind of shit. You know what I mean? More of an infusion of different systems. You know what I mean? And expanding the experience. What the fuck else are we here to do? Repeat the same shit everybody else did before us, especially stuff that ain't working? Because that's what a lot of them want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because we suffered, you gotta suffer. That's the only way you can get success, you know, all that other bullshit. Why not just have an easy life? Just be clear and manifest what the fuck we want based on our emotions and managing our mind and our heart. And just letting the shit show up and then taking action on that shit when it show up. You feel what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all, as usual. the Who-kah Lounge. Yeah, you know, up the game. Refurbish the shit. It's just like, where's the innovation? You know what I mean? There's nothing bad with what the ancestors and the elders did, but how do we improve upon that? You know what I mean? Some of the shit don't work no more, we throw it out. But a lot of that shit has potential to be something totally new. You know? But it's the same way with us individually as well. So keep that in mind, you know what I mean? We all have a chance to be a better version of ourselves. And that's as easy as affirmation and being committed to that kind of a journey. You know what I mean? But that's what I got for you all in the Who-kah Lounge. Appreciate y'all for coming out. Wholeness and love. We will be back whenever we be back. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Brittany, for being the moderator that you are and showing up. Thank you very much. And I'll see y'all later.